At the courthouse.
At the courthouse.
Where's my audio? My microphone's on.
Well, good morning. Actually, good afternoon. What a day.
Good afternoon.
It is already shaping up to be. Joe Scully, Chris Thomas, broadcasting live Multi-GP's YouTube here from the Riverworks on a overcast Sunday. And what an afternoon we have shaping up. How you feeling?
Man, it's good. You know, we are definitely struggling today to make sure that we can complete 2 different championships with rain. But the pilots have been spot on. We're definitely doing well in time. I think it's going to be a great race. I'm really looking forward to the top 16 tonight at 6 p.m. It should be absolutely amazing.
So while we have a heat up, let's go over to our qualifier track here. So we actually have some action happening right now behind our scenes. This is Group D qualifying in our qualifying track indoors. Got Thrash, Johnny Crash, Terror's Well up in the air right now. And this is their second of 3 packs to round out qualifying.
Right.
Out in the back.
There's actually something a little bit different about this race specifically. One of the mad scientists here who helped put this race together is having the pilots qualify by taking their 2 best rounds. However, those rounds must be consecutive. So if you have a great round, you have to follow it up with another great round in order to get your qualifying position. That said, as you can see in the video here, it is an indoor metal facility, and whenever you're flying in an indoor facility, you are always going to deal with artifacts and interference from the reflections. When the signals are transmitted from the quadcopter, they hit the metal and then they bounce back. So the receivers are picking up multiple copies of the same thing, which is why the video isn't as pretty as we like, but it is consistent among all the pilots. One of the biggest challenges whenever you're racing in an indoor facility. Now, Thrash is really doing well out there on the course. 20-second laps is pretty impressive.
Well, he's 7th overall in qualifying after our 5 rounds yesterday. He had a pair of 6s, a pair of 5s, but as you stated there, it is your best 2 rounds, that's laps and time combined,
Right.
but it's got to be consecutive too as well.
Correct. Yeah, that consecutive has been a bear for us here. We are working hard, doing all sorts of math formulas in order to calculate that out, but our good buddies over at Lifetime, I'm sure, will work their magic. Lifetime is the scoring technology we like to use. I'm sure they'll work their magic and somehow make it a one-click process for us here in the future.
Pizzy asking if we want clear view. No, we want to see what's happening back in the flight line. So, of course, we want to talk about some of the science here in between heats, and we'll keep an eye on what's going on behind the scenes. So, multipathing, we have 2 towers, a quasi-quad diversity, going to an oracle in the middle that's decides between the 2 towers. So it's quasi-octa diversity.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is there's so many signal reflections in there as they go from hockey pad to hockey pad that we're going to see here in the next heat is you're going to, even though they're on one pad, the opposite towers like still picking up their signal reflections.
Yeah.
It's insane.
We have had some good results too with the Clearview. The problem is we don't have a good diversity scenario where we can put 2 separate Clearview receivers together yet.
Right.
And when you're going from one side to the other, you get great video on one side from one receiver and then poor as it goes to the other side.
But we've seen a mix of everything, and yeah, it's pretty rough. But you know, the pilots have been able to get through there, posting some laps, and can't wait to do some science. As you talked about that format, I've had to use more Excel than I've used in my, I don't know, entire life.
Right. If any of you are Microsoft certification people, I think Joe and I have actually earned our certification. If you could send that certificate to our office. We've spent a lot of time here today on Excel. Learned some crazy formulas, right?
Yeah. We'll pull up the stats where we're at right now, but here's another heat. So this is Group D, their second pack of 3. This is their 7th qualifier overall. Everyone getting 8 qualifiers, and that's not the worst. Now, we're looking at the cutoff, and we'll show you that in a little bit here on the Excel document on the streaming computer. But we looked at, you need, I think, 8 laps, your best 2 rounds combined, consecutive, to be in our top 32. And looking at Heisenberg, bottom left on the screen, and he is like just on the bubble, but he rolled in with a 5-round last night, I believe.
Nice.
So he's looking for 5 to, if he gets 5, that's going to put him inside of that top 32. But really, we want to be inside of that top 16, and it's probably going to be a total of 11 over 2 rounds.
Yeah, and for those of you, little fun fact for you, Sidewinder, Matt, he's a employee of Flight Test. So if you've ever ordered a quad, something built, there's a good chance that the same hands that are flying that quad right now put that together.
Isn't
Pretty
that
nice?
Very nice. Looking at some lap times, early lap times. A 28.4 was the opener for Sidewinder. He's going to cross onto lap 3 here in a moment. That's a 23.7, getting faster. And we're going to see K-Mead come through in a little bit on that dive gate. Once they drop through hockey pad to hockey pad, K-Mead top left. Let's pick him up for a lap.
There you go. Wow, 19.8. That's really good.
It's getting faster. This is the first pad, green pad. And then they go over to the red pad.
That dive gate is really, I would say, probably the most difficult part because you've got to hit those 2 gates consecutively, and it's just tight.
Look at that dive. K-Mead's got it.
Yep.
19.8 the last time. This time, 19.7.
That's pretty good.
K-Mead's doing all right.
What have we seen as the fastest time so far, Joe?
Not running that scoring computer, bud. So I want to say, well, we're doing 7 laps in it.
I'd say if you look for NERC,
14s?
he'd probably give you, yeah.
I just got combined times, bud. What are
No
you throwing me
worries.
under the bus? I thought we're buddies.
Let's just say 18 seconds, I believe, is one of the best times that we've seen.
Yeah, maybe even 16s for sure.
We're just pretending right
traditional TQ time after 5 rounds, 8 laps in 2 minutes 4. That's Captain Vanover.
Wow, that's impressive.
Captain Overcharge.
Now, what I'm looking forward to tonight is the championship course. If we don't have rain, will be held. The race will be held on the outdoor course with some gigantic vertical elements surrounded by concrete. So it's fun. It's exciting to watch, but it's also risky as a pilot because you're literally accelerating straight towards the ground with concrete on all sides. One of the really cool aspects of this track. The pilots love it. It seems to flow really well. It's a pretty fast track, but the competition tonight should be pretty amazing.
Yeah. Question coming in on the chat from B360 FPV. Are those 5x5 gates in there? For sure they are.
Yep.
Those are your traditional multi-GP gates available for purchase and in stock right now on the multi-GP store.
And remember, for those of you who've ever gotten into an online argument with a guy named Hefty, he's the guy who has to pack that box. So make sure to ask him to do something special, draw you a little picture, maybe make a figurine out of clay. Who knows? He loves those kind of things. Definitely don't do just a generic order. Make it a little bit more complicated for him. Put something in there for him. He'll really appreciate that.
You know, he will love it. He will. He'll definitely thank you for your efforts. So inside here, I mean, we actually have 3 courses. Behind us is the underused Baby Bando Tiny Whoop course, and I've seen a handful of pilots. I know our friend Keely Stanley, Keely FPV's here. He brought a whoop. He's excited to fly this course. He's already put down probably about a dozen packs on this track behind us, right in the middle of Riverworks, and a great facility, and the bar is always open.
Right. They've got bathrooms on both sides. We've got restaurants on both sides. We've got 3 courses. If you're not flying, it's because you've broke everything that you've got to fly. That's pretty much the only possible excuse you could have. And
my good buddy Doug Kling has got us wired. We're inside the bar, and that is the outside track. No one flying right now. Let's go to the qualifier track. There we go. We're actually wired all 3 tracks into our central hub here. So if they were flying outside, but it is a little overcast and rainy right now, we'd be able to bounce between those 3 tracks. And, you know, Doug Kling has really worked his assets off helping us out here with that. And what's really interesting, too, and this is the first time it's ever been done, Chris Thomas, live streaming from the middle of the bar, and we're green here on their final pack here for Group D, qualifying round number 8, round number 7, rather, right? Round 7. Or round 8. Yeah, it's round 8. Is the audio. like the commentary is being piped out to both flight lines over the same
right.
network. Insane science.
They've done a great job. I didn't know this technology was available to us, so it's great. Now, I saw a mention from Pizzy here about I.O. We are definitely excited about International Open. I'd say it makes up the majority of the planning that we're doing this time of year, getting ready for the largest FPV event in the world. Last year, I think that record was set. This year, those records will be broken. We're anticipating approximately 500 pilots on 1,200 acres with 8 different tracks. At any one time, there can be 64 pilots in the air flying.
Wow.
Most everyone who's gone before has said that while they're there, they fly till they get tired of flying. So that's something that we really want to see at any of these events, and anybody who's organizing events. They're doing it for the pilots. They're not doing it for anything else. And so to see the smiles on the pilots' faces is what really motivates us to do that. Now, there's a couple really, really great pilots who are out here racing. Drew Racer, by the way, who's currently running in the track, he's beat me on a go-kart track before, Joe.
Oh, and there's one just up the road, too, we saw.
Yeah. It's there's not many people I can say have beat me on a go-kart track. For those of you who don't know, I'm an avid go-karter. I love to race. I love to race anything, but go-kart specifically are something that I have a lot of fun with. If you watch the, I think it was a Rotor Riot episode where we raced go-karts, he was there and unfortunately got beat.
Oh, no. Looking at Seth FPV, he has been so fast, right around the 20s right there.
Right.
He was looking for another 6 round. I think we just watched him on this last pack get blown out of the top 16. Seth FPV top right.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, the go-kart tracks. Now look about King. Look at Lonnie, bottom right. Working on lap 5. And he's going to meet a checkered flag once he crosses over. We're going to get, looks like 4 this time around for Drew Racer and 5 for King. He's got to be excited about that. 5 laps in 2:22. That's pretty commendable. So King was 20th when we started this morning. He had, that's at least his second round of 5. So well, I think he's definitely in the top 32, but he may have broken the top 16. We're going to have to do a lot of math and science on that one. Another heat in the books.
Nice. Just want to say hello to JJ. I see him there in the chat. I think he was one of our judges recently. Maybe it was it the Caesars event?
Yeah, JJ, excited to have us back. Now, I want you to notice something right behind us. Of course, we have our title partner, Ready Made RC logo on the desk, but also on the on our live stream. Just 1 second here. We're gonna get rid of that overlay. I'm your video switcher, guys. I am your video switcher there. So look behind us, guys. This is how amazing it is here inside of Riverworks. So you see our Ready Made RC desk. Ready Made RC bringing us Buffalo Bando. You see Joe Scully and my best friend Chris Thomas, and above us, right over there, that is a giant screen. That is not a lower or upper third or what you see on the news. That's actually us. Look, and hardly any latency. How awesome is that?
Nice. Yeah, we've been piping the stream up there, and it's great seeing people here at the restaurant just coming in off the street and too busy watching the races to eat their food. Not too many, but some of them.
But you know what? They find time to eat here, I've noticed. I don't know if you've noticed that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I can't believe no one's flying outside. No one's tiny whooping either.
Well, actually, there's a little bit of a rainstorm that just came through, so that's why the track there's no one flying.
Well, you want to we can take a quick second here, bud, and let's, whoa, don't mind me, live streaming on the fly. So this is the format that we're talking about here. It is your best 2 rounds combined. So you look at Captain Vanover, your top qualifier. This is going into this morning and afternoon. His best rounds were rounds 3 and 4, where he had a pair of 8 laps for a combined time of 4 minutes 20. Now, back-to-back 8s, that has him as your TQ, top of the board.
Wow.
Now you got Nurk, and Nurk was TQ for a long time until Captain Vanover went crazy. He's sitting there with a pair of 7s from round 3 and 4, and I mean, our top 3 using, getting their laps in. You see that strategy. Look at our top 3. Their last 2 rounds last night were their best 2 rounds. Look at their numbers going sequentially faster. That strategy. Get your laps in, and then start climbing up that ladder.
Yeah, and one of the things is not just flying skill, especially when you're dealing with an indoor, more difficult environment. a big part is being able to fly when your video starts to break up.
Yeah.
That's something that seems to be common among the best pilots.
I look at our buddy Dave Air Badger sitting number 32 spot. We met him for the first time at Flight Fest, and you and I are going to go back to Flight Fest in Ohio a couple of weeks, buddy.
Yeah, man.
Out in the mud. That's where we met him the first time. Great guy, and, you know, very competitive. Dave Figner, you see him on Facebook. He was in the number 32 spot on the bubble. He, I don't think he's iffy. He thinks it's between him and Bull here.
It's going to be close.
Inside that top 32.
Well, I'm excited to see Bull back out on the track because I know he is fast. So he hasn't had some very good runs to start off. He's got a 5. I don't know what his remaining times look like, but we'll know once we calculate these finals.
Oh, we have to do the calculations. I don't even want to bore you with the information, but we got to import it. We got to let's, you know what? We'll do some more racing, and we'll drink some beer, but and then we'll do that. Hey, let's go back to that track on the inside. There we are. We're back qualifying. There he is, the guy we're talking about, Bull FPV, bottom left-hand corner. Already starting things off with a 21.3. He's flying angry.
Holy cow, a 16.4 on his second lap. That's
wow,
unbelievable. You know, he flies, I think his flying style is very much like Terry Beast Mode, but Terry has recently learned to slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
He is an amazing pilot, one of the fastest that we've seen from Canada. And
remember Flight Fest Ohio, the two of them racing blade to blade.
Yeah.
There's another 16 for Bull FPV, bottom left. So Kimbo FPV saying the track looks good. This is the qualifying track, weather permitting. Wait till you see the outdoor track.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
There's still no one out there
flying. This is like the appetizer before a good meal. It's a great track, but that outdoor track has some elements that you really can't replicate many places, having the silos to attach the towers to.
There's Bull FPV on a 7-lap pace.
Almost broke into the 15s. That's ridiculous.
So Vanover with a pair of 8s and a pair of 7s yesterday. Nurk had 3 7s. JT FPV, local hero, he had a 7 last night as well. Now Bull FPV going to try and pull a 7. 16-0.
If he can.
Oh.
Ooh,
oh,
I
no.
Heard that. I heard that
hurt.
from here.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he went down on lap 7. So even though he crashed out and he probably wanted that 7, that 6.
That's solid.
We didn't see what his last round was, but that 6 may have worked, Chris Thomas.
Let's hope so.
Just Looking says, awesome multi-GP. Hey, everyone. Hey, Just Looking.
Whenever you decide to just stick around, I don't know how you change your username, but you might want to do that.
It's so raining outside, Doug. Very much so. Should we bring Doug in for a word?
Absolutely.
I don't think he wants to. He says, the weather report from Doug Kling. Is it raining outside? Very much so.
Yes.
And a good day to you too, sir.
Yeah, I see an umbrella coming in, so that's a sign of rain.
And this is only a warm-up right now. This is the last bit of qualifying. We're testing our stream again. Yesterday, we just had some fun. Pizzy dropping the link in FPV chat on the Slack. Thank you, Pizzy. We're just really warming things up here. We got some more work to do. We've got a lot of administration, and we're aiming for our top 16 in our pro division to come right around 5:30, 6 o'clock. Oh wow, that's a little gnarly of a weather forecast.
We're looking all right.
It's looking all right.
Looking all right. We're about ready to start doing the math calculations. So you're gonna have to get your special hat for that. You use one of those green accountant style hats and the calculator with the tape.
That's what I like to use for sure.
So we got to get started with that here. We should have our rankings up soon. Where can we go for pilots to find the rankings once they're posted?
You know what? We'll have to do a social media post because right now, safetythirdracing.livefev.com/live is where the results are. But that just shows you your best 2 rounds. The format we're running, live time. When I called them and explained it to them last night, they giggled. No one had heard of the format before. So we're so the results there they're an inkling of what the results are actually going to be. We're gridding up on that quali track here. There we are, gridding up. While we're doing that, I'm gonna pull up the weather forecast at the exact same time, Chris Thomas.
Perfect.
You know, we have all the technology. Of course, we're missing my good buddy Adrian, who's usually helping us out And this live stream powered by my computer. And me and Doug Kling have been working for 2 days, enjoying some of those train wreck beers. Here we are. Last chance for romance here for Thrash, Johnny Crash, and Terrorswell FPV.
Watching that dive gate, it's a struggle. I don't know if I can make that. Now, his first lap opened up at a 14.35 for Thrash.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that you are actually a pilot.
Yeah, believe it or not. Not in practice. It has been a good 6 months since I've flown FPV. I miss it a little bit. But,
you miss it?
You know, the hard part for me is not so much flying. It's fixing the things that I break, because I have a tendency to break the quads really well. And finding the motivation and time to fix it seems to be my biggest struggle.
And what I was going to say, Harmjoy on MultiGP, you want to check out that user profile. Yeah. That is number 2. That's entry number 2.
Yeah.
Your membership card number, 002.
Yeah, if we ever put numbers on them, I think it would be 2.
And really, number 1 was just a programmer testing it out. So, really, number 1. I mean, you might be number 2 online, but you're number 1 in my heart. Here we are, last round. And looks like Thrash definitely trying to make it happen this time. Again, Thrash seated high earlier, trying to defend that top 7 spot. And it looks like he may even break the top 5 after those calculations. Jay McGibbon says, hey, guys, feed looks great. Again, this is the indoor course. We are wishing, waiting, and hoping, and we have that weather forecast coming up after this heat that we can go on that Bando track. We are wired for it. We spent so much time trying to make it work. I hope it works.
It's going to work, Joe. It's going to work.
Cranes. We're on lap 7 now with Thrash. Thrash, well, I don't know. He didn't do a 7 the earlier round. I believe he crashed, but and also just verified he didn't do a 7 yesterday. But
there might be a read issue, because that 14.35 doesn't seem to match up with the rest of the time.
Good call, Chris Thomas.
Check on that.
Look at that, an 11 and a 14. You have to double that up, so that's going to be a solid 6. Let me see if they got that back in the pits.
Otherwise, it's looking pretty good. The
Frank, you got me?
waiting for the weather to come through here. It's going to be a challenge, but we've got plenty of time right now to run 2 races. We have 2 double eliminations to run. One will be for an intermediate championship. Those will be the pilots ranked 17 to 32nd. It'll be a double elimination bracket.
We just want to verify that K-Mead.
Then we'll also be running a championship bracket, which we're starting at 6 p.m. So if you want to tune into the live stream, 6 p.m. Eastern time, that is going to be the biggest possible race for this event. And weather permitting, it will be held outdoors, which has some pretty amazing features. You definitely are going to want to tune in for that. Now, on the line here, the winner of that pro circuit will actually receive a wild card entry into the MultiGP Championship this year. So that's pretty exciting. And they're going to be provided a high five from both me and Joe Scully.
Yeah, that's going to be absolutely awesome. Everything good? Living the dream. So let's take a look at that.
Actually, a pilot.
Let's take a look at that forecast real quick. So this is for Buffalo. Look at this. According to Dark Sky, light rain stopping in 25 minutes, and then we have a little bit of a break. Then we have a little bit more light rain, and then just after 6 looks to be clear.
So we're probably going to try to get the intermediate championship in between that 2 to 4 window, roughly. The championship, though, the finals at that 6 p.m., it's really going to be weather permitting. It's hard to say right now. This break is brought to you by darksky.net. It's where we love to get our weather, because it tells you is it raining right now.
And you know what? It's in the 70s outside. You can't beat that. You know what I mean? Just a gorgeous day. You know, we're experiencing a lot of cloud cover here in the greater Buffalo area. Winds not gusting too much. I mean, looks like 5 miles an hour outside. And Chris, if you do go outside, make sure you put on a little bit of sunscreen, even though you can't see the sun. It may be there.
A little bit of UV.
To bite you.
You know, while we're there, we should check Zillow, see what kind of houses are for sale in the area.
You could. Hey, this is your final heat, guys, on that back track.
You know, something interesting happened that's never happened before.
What's that?
Is I had a pilot come up to me to complain to say that we're running ahead of schedule.
Oh.
Right. Typically, if you've ever been to a drone race before, they're very difficult to keep on schedule. It's like trying to get a lot of cats to do some sort of organized activity together. It's not that easy. So a pilot actually came up earlier today and said, wow, I didn't think you would be doing this race already.
Yeah.
Because we were running ahead of schedule.
Yeah, it was good. You guys really booked it out. We had some issues. You see Sidewinder going up high. You're going to see that's a ropes course over there. See right above that gate that he crossed through. And we had to shut down yesterday every time that someone just walked off the street, paid their $15 and went on the ropes course.
Which is a great ropes course if you're looking for one.
Oh, so
in the
good.
Downtown Buffalo area.
And
You
the
should
best
stop
time
by.
to do it.
Yeah.
Best time to do it when there's a drone race on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, get that aerial
It's
view
extreme.
of
It's
the
extreme.
aerial view. What's up, Hefty? What's up, Jammer? What's up, Double A?
We got all kinds of people here on the live chat. If you're watching this, you should be joining our live chat. Ask us some questions. We're trying to fill dead air. We don't want to just sit here.
Well, we will be shutting down here momentarily. This is the final heat.
Oh.
Then we got to do all the math. We got to build those heats. That's going to take us a good hour, 90 minutes or so. So I think we'll, you know, that intermediate's going to be starting at about 3:30, yeah, probably aim for about 3 o'clock. We should be back with that, you know, and then officially tonight, close to 6 o'clock. And again, with that weather forecast, looks like it's going to be the golden hour for racing. Buffalo Bando on that outdoor course. We can't wait to show it to each and every one of you online.
K-Meat is down, and that does it.
That's it, no, bud.
Can
Oh.
he flip it?
Turtle mode. Oh, come on, K-Mead.
Maybe.
Oh, look at that. Back through.
Wow.
What's amazing, that's right between the two pads. And he's still on the clock. No, that's where he comes to an
He
end.
finished it.
Boom.
Wow, that turtle mode has really changed the game, right?
Yeah.
Remember when people were talking about it and said it's not possible, but now it's everywhere.
Yeah, now it is everywhere. And, I mean, that's so cool that we're on the TV up there. We're on the internet. And yeah, let's fly right now. Hey, we got Johnny Crash going to do some tiny whooping for everyone on the live stream before we shut our live stream down, getting ready to do some administration. I'm excited for that. Race Band 1, Race Band 8. And we're going to show you this indoor course. The outdoor course still shut down, but we're going to show you the tiny whoop course. You know, we got some great partners. Of course, our title partner is Ready Made RC, the leaders in all things FPV and beyond. I just spent a pile of money there trying to keep my Vortex 180 in the air.
Chargers. Anytime I need to charge my Tiny Whoop, they always have the coolest, latest chargers. The bad part is I go to so many events, those chargers tend to disappear.
Yeah.
So good for Ready Made. Every time I need a new charger, they're quick, and I typically get it pretty fast. Even though it comes out of Ohio and I'm in Florida,
Here he
usually
is.
2 days I get my product.
Over our start line. Little black and white action, huh? So this is a pretty much an oval to the left. That's your one right-hand turn right there. You'll notice video pretty good inside here, huh?
Yeah.
Other than it's black and white.
Yeah, I don't know what camera that is. It's not that typical for the Tiny Whip cameras to turn black and white.
Well, on his goggles, and he's wearing the brand new Fat Shark HDOs. I'm sure it's going to be clear, crystal clear in color. Now, what you're seeing, the Tiny Whips often have a lower frame rate depending on the video transmitter. So our digital system, taking that analog, it doesn't like it, so it treats it at a lower frame rate. We've got someone else Tiny Whip and not on the correct channel, but whatever.
Right now, I believe this is the only course in the air, so we don't really have too much to worry about.
Yeah. We also want to thank Caddx Cameras. Everyone getting a bunch of Caddx cameras on our podium. Also, Pulse Batteries are with us. And China Hobby Line are here as well.
Right, right. You know, if you like what they're doing here, Bill, who's actually responsible for this course, runs the Spec Racetrack out at the International Open. He helped us last year. He'll be there again this year. Fun fact, Bill is a video or a game designer. So if you see a lot of game components in the tracks and courses he likes to design, that's why. That's what he does for fun. They've got a great group out here in Buffalo. If you're ever out in Buffalo and you're looking for somewhere to fly, they've usually got something going on most weekends.
And also, we want to thank Dalprop as well, one of our sponsors. Wow, lands it like Sully in the Hudson right beside our flight line. Wow. It was a great landing. Bam. I'm
Excellent.
distracted. I hit the button. I got to do that one more time. Ready? I got just to see myself. Oh, it's not going to let me do it, is it? Hold on. Come on, man. All right, let's go like that. That's not. All right, now let's go. Let's go like this. There we are. Just to watch the whoosh. There we are. Up on the big screen. Looks like sun is out and no one powering up on that Bando track. It'd be nice to give people a teaser before we get into it tonight.
I'm sure you can find some of the pilots have already uploaded these. There's some good GoPro footage out to show you that track. You want to take a look at what's there? I think we've got some work to do, Joe Scully.
Yeah, we got to get some paperwork in. We got to warm up the old Excel, and we got to get ready. So about 3 o'clock, we should be back live if I can figure out how to go live again. Don't want to pat myself on the back too much, but that was a little bit of an ordeal. Thank you, buddy. Trying my best. Intermediate, that is 17th through 32nd in qualifying are going to be on our intermediate bracket, double elimination on our podium. Right. We should be back with some, if not all of that, and then we are aiming for tonight, just around 6 o'clock, that top 16 double elimination of the Buffalo Bando here at Riverworks. Brought to you by Ready Made RC.
See you then, guys. Joe's trying to end the